I bought at Yarndale this year was the Trellis Shawl by Alien Threads. So they had it on the stall on a dummy, and it was really soft and luxurious. They had a few kits put together, and I'm always looking for something different than what I already have. Some sections of the shawl are just knitted with the lace, and some are knitted with the mohair, which is all kind of like a mustardy colour with a sort of like a pinky shade through it, which is quite unusual, isn't it? It's called Heather Sorghum. I did think I'd start it straight away, but I haven't, just because I've got other things that I feel I need to do. I think that's quite a good close-up of the stitches. I should get on with that because I really enjoy making shawls. There's something rhythmic and completely unstressful, isn't it? Because it doesn't have to fit you, or you're not worried about how long it is and whether the armholes are going to be big enough and whether the sleeves are going to be long enough. It's just happy knitting.
This is one of the jobs I do quite a lot. I'm doing a bridal alteration, so this is the fitting for the hem. And I'm starting with the lining on the underneath, which really just needs to be short enough to clear the bride's shoes so she doesn't trip on it. So that's the bit that gets pinned first. This dress had 2 layers of stiff net. The net didn't need any adjustment, it was already short enough. And actually this lining doesn't have a train on, so that it's the same amount comes off the dress all the way around. The outer layer is Duchess satin, and it has a stiffening tape around it, which had, I think it was about 2 or 3 rows of stitching, so that all needs unpicking. But this was just measuring how short the dress would have to be, how much shorter it would have to be. So I pinned the dress up, starting with the centre front. And I do like them to be sort of a centimetre or a finger's width from the floor. I start in the centre and then work my way out to the sides. At the side of this dress there was a little lace panel, which I could have moved, but I didn't think it was absolutely necessary, as from the sides, if you have a tray and your dress is on the floor anyway. So now I'm starting with the centre front, and then I'll work each way. I'll check that I've got the same amount pinned up at each side. And then once the dress has settled a little bit on the bride, I'll go back along and make sure that everything is right. When it comes to the back of the dress, quite often I put a loop and a button. The button will be somewhere up near the waist or the zip, and the loop will be probably about halfway down the train, and it just loops up. So once the ceremony's finished, and if she's moving around or she's at the reception or she's dancing, we can just put the loop over the button and then it's up out of the way. This dress had a lovely big lace panel in the centre of the train. So once it was pinned up, you could still see that lace, and it was actually probably more on show. So it worked really well. I did put 3 loops on this dress because it was kind of a wide train, and it was still hanging down at the sides, so we had a little loop at each side as well. But you can see there I'm trying to get it exactly just off the floor. There's the lace panel as well at the side. So it takes a bit of doing, but I do like to be quite precise about them. I'm just checking along there. That's checking at the end, I think, just to make sure it's all right. It's quite stiff, so I have to pull each section down because it doesn't look right, but it is. It gives me a good guide. And usually when I've put the pins in the edge, I can see a lovely line that's symmetrical. So I know that I'm trimming the right amount off. To alter this hem, I did have to unpick all the tape from the front. So trim the right amount off, leaving some seam allowance, and then sew the stiffening tape back to the dress and press the edge